Back once again for the renegade master. 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 Back once again for the renegade master.
Hello my renegades and welcome back. And what are we getting into? We are into Married at First Sight Australia series 11 and we are now on episode 11. Okay, before we get into this video, as I always ask, please hit that subscribe button, please hit that notification button so you know I'm on and doing videos. And let's talk about this episode, shall we? So we already know intimacy week, I should say, continues, and Natalie and Collins have now left the experiment properly this time, which is what they should have done from the get-go. When Natalie first left, she damn well should not have come back, because she knew Collins weren't about that life. Like, she honestly knew Collins weren't about that life. So basically we go to Ellie and Ben, and the situations happen between them. So Ellie does date night with Ben, and at the dinner they're chatting about the expectations of the show. So Ben apparently asks Ellie if she thinks he is there for the right reasons or to promote his podcast. So Ellie basically said to him that she believed that he was there for the right reasons, and basically said this a few times because he kept on asking. So then afterwards, like, she says that he started to mock her in this high-pitched voice. He then started to mock what she was saying back to her. And I'm like, Ellie, my girl, your cousin was right. Like, honestly, your cousin was right. I really don't know what some of these men are doing on this show for anyway. And when I speak about some of these men being on the show, I'm speaking about Ben, I'm speaking about Jack, and I'm speaking about Tim. Do I think Ben is just there for the airtime? Yes, I do. And Ben is just as spoiled as Jack is at the end of the day. They think that these women are there for their beck and call. They think they can keep picking them up and putting them down. And they think they can keep playing with their emotions all the time, with the attitudes that they give them. I think at the end of the day, their attitudes are disgusting. When it comes to Ben, Tim and Jack, all three of them all have the same thing in common in terms of how they treat their women, in terms of them playing fast and loose with it in certain situations, and actually not being true to their actual feelings and making the other person feel like shit. But I suppose the only difference between Jack and Tori is doesn't admit to any of the issues that's going on between herself and Jack at all, because she doesn't see any. She doesn't see that man is a giant red flag walking anyway. And even when it comes to some of the women that I think need to dial back their attitudes and wind the frigging necks in sometimes, is Sarah and Lauren. They really need to dial it back sometimes, because yes, there is a way in which to be forthright, there is a way in which to be honest, there is a way in which to be confident, but when it starts coming off as arrogant, harsh, and actually brash with these people, like, sometimes there's no frigging way that if they were outside of that experiment, that they could really talk to men like this. Like, really well and truly talk to people like this, because I wouldn't have it in the slightest, like, seriously. So as time is going on, we get to see Tori and Jack, and the fact that they have to do the genital cupping. I don't know why Jack felt the need to literally do a mansplay and stick his fucking leg up on a chair for her to touch his genitals. Well, not necessarily, but, you know, cup the genital area. I find that hella weird. I couldn't do it myself, to be honest with you. I mean, even cupping yourself, you know that it's warm down there. So yeah, really well and truly would not be able to do that with someone. So Tori's got the idea that they are physically close to each other. She definitely wants to take things to the next step. She feels that they're on an even keel when it comes to how they are with each other and how they see each other. And she believes that they're the strongest couple out of everybody. I don't know where, both of them actually believe it. I don't know where they got the idea from. I really don't know where they got the idea from. When Jack is going around telling a lot of people that he is not sexually attracted to this girl. He don't feel that instant chemistry, that I want to rip your clothes off sensation. He believes that it will build and it will come, but I don't see it. It's like, it's kind of he always gives this girl mixed signals. So he's saying all of this crap outside of their relationship, but within their relationship, he's giving her these signals like he's really into her, like the kissing, the hugging, the smacking of her ass, all of that you would do in a relationship with someone. So I really don't understand how he can be that gung-ho with Tori within the relationship, but then outside of it be chatting all this rubbish and then making Tori look like an idiot because she's defending a relationship that she thinks is a-okay, that is strong, that is this, that is passionate, that da-da-da-da-da. She really wants to get to the next step in terms of the sexualness with Jack. She will have a long wait coming. Hell will freeze over before Tori ends up getting her leg over Jack. That's all I'm going to say in that situation. So then you see Tim and Sarah, and they have to do the gaze into each other's eyes, which they did. But Tim was doing it purposefully with intent because he was trying to show her through his eyes that he was being intentional in what he was doing and wanted her to see that. And she could actually see that he was trying to send a message to her. Was it reciprocated on her part? I don't really think so, because when he did explain to her what he was doing, all she said was, "Oh, that's sweet," and gives him a hug and a little bit of a kiss. She doesn't really necessarily say what she feels about this man at all. And again, I think she's another one who's leading this man down a mirror path. As I already said on Confessions of the Couch, she does not allow Tim to have a voice. Unless he's saying good things or doing everything that she wants, she does not allow this man to have a voice. She keeps on talking over this man, and this makes a further appearance when we get to the next dinner party, and I'll get onto that into the next episode. So then it goes back to Ellie and Ben, and basically Ben is there saying that how they're both pretty good. I'm sorry, Ben's an arsehole. Ben is an arsehole. I really don't like him. I don't like him, and I don't like the way he's treating Ellie. He's basically saying in his VC that Ellie got frustrated with him, and he keeps calling Ellie sensitive and calls her emotional all the time. Again, Ben is a dickhead. Ben is an absolute dickhead, and he doesn't have the emotional maturity to actually understand where his wife is coming from in the situation that they got into and in the questions that he was asking, and then in the fucking mocking of her. He doesn't get or see how that was absolutely wrong of him to do. Ben is continuing to show Ellie that he's not actually thinking of her outside of this experiment. He showed this on the Confessions of the Couch. She necessarily don't hear what he was saying, and again, I think he's not there for Ellie at all. He's there to play with her. He's there to play with this experiment and this situation to literally keep it going as long as he can do in order to get the exposure that he needs for himself. So Ellie continues with the fact that Ben has made her feel doubts, and Ben has basically said that she will leave if he's not there for the right reasons. And I'm like, how far does he have to take it for you to know that he is not there for the right reasons? Because right now he's actually showing you with his behaviours and what he says that he's not necessarily there for the right reasons. He's not there for you. He's showing you this, but Ellie's choosing to continue to ignore it. Again, gluttons for punishment. So then each of the girls all together and each of the lads all together get to see Alessandra, one of the experts, and she does this intimacy workshop. So all of the lads are going first in terms of what they've learned around Intimacy Week. Richard said that his week was a fun week and that him and Andrew are compatible sexually, and he's basically saying that she is it for him. We'll see how long that continues because they haven't hit a road bump yet. He says their relationship is beyond physical and it just literally feeds into who they are. In that sense, they're connecting together more on a spiritual level as well. So Jack is basically saying that him and Tori had a good time, and they got the list of kinks and desires, and he got that freaky deaky about him. He talks about how he's very dominant in the bedroom and likes to lead and have it his way. All I must say on that is when men or women say these certain things about themselves, sometimes some of them cannot back it up. Sometimes, as again, some of them cannot back it up. And I'm betting bottom dollar when it comes to Jack, he doesn't really know how to please a woman. It'll be him showing his sexual prowess and what she can do to please him, but he won't necessarily please her. That's how I'm seeing it. That is how I'm seeing it. So he then tells the group that him and Tori have not completed the deed, and that basically right now it is all talk. So Tim asked him directly in front of the whole group who he's holding that back. And it's Jack that's holding it back. So Jack responds with he does not have a massive sexual energy with Tori at all. It didn't surprise me because he's been saying this from the get-go, that he doesn't find this girl sexually attractive, that he doesn't want to go in and rip her clothes off, even though at the honeymoon he gave a deadline of them should be having it in 6 weeks, and if not, it ain't going to happen, it ain't going to work at the end of the day. So I think Tori is literally working to this deadline of his and wanting it to move on, but Jack doesn't want it to move on. So his comment actually surprised Tim, and Tim was basically saying that Tori is very much attractive and involved with Jack. I wonder if Tori knows in terms of what Jack is saying. So then they speak to Ben. And Ben is absolutely blasé about things. He starts off by saying that it's all good. No, Ben, it's not all good. It is not all good, my guy. You know it's not all good. So he turns around and says that Ellie is terrific and he thinks that Ellie is happy with him. Ben is full of bollocks. Absolutely full of bollocks. They're not on the same page about children at all, which is the biggest thing for Ellie, and he knows this is the biggest thing for Ellie. And some people are just thinking that he's not there for the right reasons, and I concur with them, to be fair. So they're saying that Ben needs to figure it out now, and even Jonathan is questioning Ben's motives and doesn't buy Ben at all. And I'm like, we don't buy him either, my friend. We do not. We do not buy what Ben is trying to sell. But sod's law, Ellie is buying it. So then Alessandra does the same thing and sees the women, as I said. So Sarah turns around and said that it was good. They did the gazing task, her and Tim. And she said that they were giggling. And she turned around, she said it was sweet for her. And she liked he was setting intentions. And she turns around herself and says Tim is really trying, but I don't hear nothing about what she does for this man. Tim is trying his arse off to set these intentions and be that dominant figure that she's looking for, but she herself is not trying with Tim. I'm telling you, and I'll keep saying it, this girl is in contact with her man, with her ex-man. That's why she keeps shutting Tim down. She's in contact with him. And if it's found out to be true, then I'm sorry, she should leave the fucking experiment, like seriously, because she came on there and wasted Tim's time altogether. Abused that man's emotions like a motherfucker. And then, yeah, she should go. They should tell her to go. If it does come out that, yes, she was texting or seeing her ex, yeah, because I've been saying this from the phone incident, yeah, I've been saying that she's in touch with her ex. We get to Cassandra and she's saying that at the moment things are at a cooler temperature than usual because Tristan keeps on having these moods, and I've had said that if Tristan literally keeps on falling back into these moods that he has not dealt with, then the stress of it is going to continue to push Cassandra away to the point where she is not going to be willing to try anymore. So she's turned around and he says it's making her take a step back. And basically she's saying now his moods are actually turning her off, but she hopes that feeling can come back because she just wants her Tristan that she got married to come back, because that person has disappeared along the way. Ellie speaks about her experience at the moment. She's not feeling connected with Ben, she says her feelings, she feels that her feelings have changed. She explained to the group about the date night and what he did when he was mocking with her. Everybody was hella shocked and looked at her as if to say, the fuck? What do you mean he was mocking you? So Ellie is kind of second guessing her reasons for being there. And then Tori pipes up in her VC and says she thinks Ben is a man-child. She calls him an idiot and says he is controlling. And I'm like, my woman, pot calling the kettle black because you refuse to see any impactfulness or badness about Jack in any way, shape or form, but you can see in everybody else and you can see what's going on with everybody else's relationship, but you're not willing, Tori's not willing to listen to any outside views in regards to what Jack is coming out with outside of their marriage. She's just bothered about what's going on inside of their marriage. So Tori really doesn't have no space to talk in that scenario. It's nighttime marital aids. Everybody's happy with the boxes, But then we go and see Ellie and Ben, basically. And Ben now has had this epiphany, had this magical epiphany. He says he had a moment at the gym when he was chatting to his sister-in-law, and his niece and nephew was in the background monkeying around, and it just made him smile. And now all of a sudden he believes he wants children in his future. His whole face did not convince me that that was the truth, or that he really had this epiphany. I think he knew, as it had been mentioned, that Ellie had told the group or told the girls or potentially told them exactly what had happened with them, especially in regards to their date night. So he's already aware as well that if it comes push or shove with the children's situation, Ellie has already said that she's done. She's not going to go through with the rest of the experiment if that's not where he's at, because that's the level that she's at. So now Benny's coming with that, I want to settle down and I do see kids in my future. I was like, bitch, please. I was like, bitch, please. Ben, please. Come on. Come on. And then I thought to myself, Ellie, don't believe in him. Please don't believe what she said. And what she does, even though she believes what he said was so random, she believes him. Because he said exactly what she wanted to hear. Exactly what she wanted to hear. And then you've kind of got to think to yourself, seriously, are you that desperate for a marriage? And for your plan to come to fruition in terms of you having children with this person and your marriage continuing? No. Yes, your clock may be ticking, but now, I'm sorry, it's giving a hint of desperation, because this man ain't fulfilling the quota. He ain't fulfilling the brief at all for Ellie, but Ellie cannot see that. Every time she goes to take a step back, this man says some bullshit and she believes it. So then we slip to Tori and Jack. Now, for me, Jack is always consistently showing Tori that he wants her, but he doesn't want her. He doesn't. And this is where I think Tori is getting the mixed signals from with Jack, because she's not necessarily, as I said, listening to the outside noise when it comes to them two and their relationship and what the fuck Jack is saying outside of their marriage. So they have to have a 5-minute make-out session as their next task. Tori's all gung-ho and looking forward for it, because she's kind of thinking if nothing comes from this intimacy week, then she's going to have to start questioning that something is not right here. I would have started questioning that from the honeymoon, but hey ho, that's just me. So Jack continuing to say that he has no sexual chemistry with Tori at all, but then goes gung-ho into this 5-minute make-out session. Well, actually, I should say 2 minutes. 2 minutes, because he didn't want to do the full 5 minutes. He says he can't do the full 5 minutes. He wanted the 2-minute make-out session. So Jack in his VC, as this is going on, turns around and says, Tori likes this attention from him. He says that she likes me to kiss her and touch her, but it's not like a big wow factor for him. And I'm just like, my dude, you're wasting Tori's time, because you know this girl wants you. You know this girl wants you. He says it's not there for him yet. The yet part is throwing me, because I'm like, when will it be? Like, seriously, when will it be? Now you're having a make-out session and you're still saying there's no sexual chemistry from you to her, but yet you're kissing this girl up. He says that he likes to feel desired, and knowing Tori's into him makes him feel sexy. He likes having power and control, and because of that, the ball is now in his court. I said, I told you that this man will play games with Tori. I told you he will do the little... He's playing games with this girl. He's playing games with her, and he don't give two shits in how she feels about it, because he knows at the moment he's got her where he wants her. He could do any fucking thing and she would still fall for it. And that's what I mean. He don't care. He don't care that he's giving her these mixed signals, because it's literally keeping her on tenterhooks for him, and that's what he likes. It's all about control for Jack, and that's what he's doing through the shit that he does with Tori. And I said this from the get-go. I said this from I think it was from when her friend warned her at the wedding breakfast, and he was saying what he said to his mum and dad about the fact that she's at the right age and he'll be able to, you know, put her at the place and mold her where he needs her to be. And I said from then that he will start playing little games with this girl to make her feel shit in order to prop himself up and make her fall more and more into him when he is not really giving her anything back. And that's what he's doing. That's clearly what he's doing. Actually, yeah, Jack makes me sick. Officially, that man makes me sick to my stomach. He really does. And then it goes to Cassandra and Tristram, where Alessandra goes to see them because she had concerns in regards to what Cassandra was talking about in the group therapy type session thing. So they do ask Cassandra at the moment today, and she does say no. And Cassandra does explain, because you can see that they're no deflated Tristram, but Tristram needs to hear what Cassandra is saying and recognise that it's only in that moment. Cassandra talks about that his energy and his mood and his thoughts has literally completely gone to his head, and it's affecting and impacting their relationship, because she can keep trying to say all these things to him to make him feel good about himself, but he's not taking any of it on board. So yeah, Tristram did agree that he was too in his head and he has no self-awareness in terms of how his emotional aura is impacting on Cassandra when he's very, very low in mood and feeling rather hateful about himself. Now, nobody thinks that Tristram is doing this intentional. He's not at all. It's just that, again, he's not dealt with the issues that came about from when he was younger as he got older, and he's carried them on into adulthood. So Alessandra got them to do the eye gazing task, which they did. And Cassandra is basically saying that she's missing Tristram, but she can't carry him. That's what I'm saying. She's maybe missing, but she can't carry him. Tristram needs more help and support in respect of his view and his emotions. They both felt better after doing that task. So then Sai goes to Sarah and Tim. And Tim basically had booked a date in with Sarah. Now, my thing is, and it will come up in the next episode, yeah, that Sarah keeps on saying that Tim just told her, get yourself dressed, didn't tell her where to go, in terms of the date. But no, he did actually say that he booked them a date and he wanted her to get ready and X, Y, and Z. So he wasn't blasé about it. He wasn't short with it. He did explain it to her and she agreed and she was happy with it. Oh my God, yes, a date. She was happy with it. She knew the plan. So tell me why now this girl's in bed because apparently she'd gone out the night before with her friends, got hella pissed, now got a hangover, and now again has fucked Tim off in terms of the date. Now, Tim has said this is the third time, the actual third time that he's booked a date in with this girl, and each and every time this girl has fucked him off and fucked up the plans and not gone out with him. So he's trying, and this girl keeps cancelling on him. So he's basically got the feeling that Sarah doesn't want to be around him. I would have the same feeling too, because I'd be like, hold on a minute, you're asking me to try. I am literally trying with you to be this assertive, dominant person you want. I'm taking the initiative and booking these dates, but you ain't even fucking being there. You ain't even present with me at the end of the day, and you're taking no responsibility or accountability for how you're behaving with me and feeling that I shouldn't be upset with you. So Sarah turns around and says, that she does try and she's giving him what she can. And I thought, what are you giving him? What are you giving Tim but a headache, my love? Like, seriously, what are you? You dismissive of him all the time. That's what Sarah, she's dismissive of that man all the time. Even when he tries to speak his feelings, she talks over him or talks for him. He does not have a voice. So Sarah then turns around and calls him needy. And I'm like, how can you call this man needy when he's trying to give you what it is that you want, but then you turn around and cancel on him, but he's not allowed to be angry about it? Because I'm telling you, if Boot was on the other foot and you'd plan these dates with him and he kept cancelling on you to go out with friends, trust me, your mouth would be flapping. So I don't know where Sarah thinks that, you know, she has one rule and he has another rule is beyond me. So she's another one that I think is full of shit, and I don't know why she's in this experience, really. I do believe that she's wasting Tim's time, right, really wasting Tim's time. Tim turns around to her and does say to her that he feels she is putting this picture on him as some needy and insecure dude. And that's what she's doing. So she then turns around and goes for the jugular in terms of trying to say to him, well, you blindsided me. And I thought, really, Sarah, that's absolutely pathetic. Absolutely pathetic, because the only reason why Tim probably brought issues up on the Confessions of the Couch is because that was the only way he could. That was the only way you'd be able to listen and the experts have his back at the same time. Yeah, I don't like Sarah. Don't like her. Don't like her anyway. But anyway, that's where the episode ended. I'll be back soon again with the next episode, my renegades. Please hit that, as I always say, please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification button so when you know I'm on and do videos. And I'll speak to you all again soon. Peace out.